today I'm going to build an absolutely massive medieval castle. It will be the largest build that I have ever done, and it's going to require over 1 million blocks. Plus, it will completely take over this entire forest. Yeah, I feel like I might regret starting this project. And to start things off, I'm going to need to fill 3 double chests with shulker boxes full of stone equaling 279,936 blocks. And yeah, whilst this stone farm is okay, I feel like it'll take years to get all of them. So we're going to build a new one that's bigger, better, and much, much faster. To build it, it's going to require all of these items, which I have plenty of in my chest room. There we have it, every single needed item. And this farm is going to produce 72,000 stone per hour. So yeah, it'll still take a few hours, but it will be much, much faster. Right about here is where I shall build it. And so I shall get to work building it. It's a very, very cool and compact design. And there is an item I'm going to need to grab to make it work. I'll just get it from the wheat farm. That should be fine. Once upon a time, this was more of a tower of slavery. Now it just sits here doing nothing. And I basically need these seeds to slightly fill up the composters so that they give enough power to the machine to make it work. Crazy, isn't it? That composters can literally be used as a power source. And I also find it very satisfying to place pistons that instantly extend. I am also going to preload the machine with a bit of stone just to get it going. And the waterlogged quartz stairs are also kind of crucial. Once they add lava, stone will be able to generate very, very fast. And to truly get as much stone as the player can physically mine, we've also got an extra layer of generators all the way up here. Although I should probably make sure that I actually put the lava in the correct place, not down there. And that is that. The entire machine is done. I'm just going to cover the entire thing in glass because I don't want it to start snowing and break all of the redstone. Now, to successfully use it, I will need haste 2. At the moment, it's way too slow. So I'm going to take this shulker box, which should be full of iron, and then refill it at this iron farm. I should definitely hook this up to an autocrafter sometime, shouldn't I? I'll build this beacon right about here. And now, when I use the farm, just look at it. It is breaking blocks so ridiculously fast. It's literally replenishing them as fast as I can insta-break them in Minecraft. So yeah, it is now... That's a lot of stone very quick, by the way. But yeah, it is now time to build the stone's storage. Bro, what are you doing in my house? Why have you taken that? I'll no doubt find a random dirt block somewhere soon. That is everything right there that I'll need. And now I shall very, very quickly build it up. And whilst I do that, I'd like to thank deepslate for sponsoring this video. But to do that, I'll need to be at my office, so... Nice one. And the wall behind me looks pretty cool. But you see this wall here? Yeah, it looks pretty boring. But there's a solution. Deepslate. Just look at this. It's a metal poster. Oh, didn't break anything. Look at it. Oh, brilliant. It's so big, it just looks really cool, and it's really unique because it is made out of metal. You can even see the reflection of my lights in the background, can't you? And there are over 2 million designs to choose from on the website, including Minecraft, Marvel, Sonic, and loads more, so there's 100% something for everyone. And now to put it on the wall. Actually, you don't need a hammer. What? Really? Instead, it's a magnetic mounting system, so you attach the magnets and just put the poster up. The right way up. Don't all 5 of them look really, really cool together? And if you want a super fast wall makeover too, if you order them, they'll arrive in 4 to 5 business days. So yeah, it's a super fast turnaround. To do that, just use the link in the description, use code SP737 at checkout, and you'll get discounts of up to 27% off. So thanks again, deepslate, for sponsoring this video, and I will get back to my bedroom. There we go. And now I can finish the storage. Mission accomplished and nicely spawn-proofed. I do also need to fill all these barrels up with shulkers, and I could craft them all. But come on, that sounds far too much like hard work. Especially since Minecraft literally gave us a blog that'll do it for us. I kind of feel like I haven't really used a crafter enough in my world, but this is a nice, neat little contraption. This is the size of it in its entirety, and I just simply preload this one with the shulker shells and chests, and this one with the dyes. Then this dropper will keep the dye stocked up, and all of these keep all those materials going. And from there, I'm pretty sure all I have to do, flick this, and it should start crafting them. Yep, perfect. The only issue is that kind of happened. There we go. Now it's working. You should always have some shulker boxes in that hoppers. That was why it kind of went wrong. And with that, it'll now be working perfectly, filling up these barrels, as you can see. And once one gets full, it'll start to fill the next one. This is seriously so much faster than manually crafting the barrels to be light grey. And now with everything being completely full and the droppers being empty, that's not a good thing. Well, it's kind of okay. As you can see, it's just crafting the remaining ones in there. But I can now turn on this machine and mine away like crazy at full speed whilst all of the stone gets collected up. And now whilst this is kind of working brilliantly, my pickaxe is already nearly broken. So to sustain this super fast mining, I'm gonna need a load of XP. I bet you didn't think that building a super fast stone farm was gonna be this complicated. Thankfully, there is a farm that solves the problem. But to build that, I'm gonna need 4 shulker boxes worth of obsidian plus a load of other items. So I guess it's time I got to work. Perfect, I've successfully got everything, even if it was kind of eventful. And now I'll go ahead and get this entire thing built up. And at this point, it is ready. The portals spawn pigmen that come through here and fall all the way down. At the moment, they're trying to get that turtle egg. If I hit one of them, they'll try to attack me. So I'm going to offload all of my items. And then I just need to add a lever right here to start this clock, which is going to keep extending the piston and pushing the XP all the way through here and up the chute. To get it so the pigmen will drop me XP, I just need to punch one of them like that. Now they'll all get angry at me. This guy and this guy up here will keep them all alerted. And look how the XP is coming up and repairing my pickaxe. It isn't normally quite this fast. It was just because there was a bit of a backlog. It's actually going to repair it all the way. Now it's coming at a pretty normal rate. Steady away. So I'll turn on this machine, put food in my offhand, and hold down right click so I'm constantly going to be eating when I need to. And then just continue mining. I can keep mining away. Also, so that I don't pick up any stone, I can fill up my inventory. The door stops the stone from flying out, but the pigman up there means that because that guy can't see me, he still can. And we just go for it. Mining away now, getting loads and loads of stone. And as you can see, my pickaxe keeps repairing itself. Now, to get all the stone I need, it's going to take me about 4 hours. That's the equivalent of 12 days, so yeah, I will just get busy mining away. And without a doubt now, that has got to be long enough. And in the chests... oh, just look at all that stone. Have you ever seen so much? Have I just backed up the hoppers? Oh my goodness. The storage really has overflown quite a bit, hasn't it? Why are there so many Endermen down there? What are you guys doing? It's literally Enderman Mountain. Is this like a group effort to grief the entire thing? Guys, what are you doing? This poor cow is wondering what the heck is going on here. Anyway, I do feel at this point that it's probably time that I start clearing out this forest ready for where the castle is going to go. As you know, it is going to cover an absolutely massive area. And whilst at this point, it is going to be pretty easy for me to mine away a load of the trees. And I am going to have so much spruce wood by the end of it. I do feel that it's going to be kind of annoying that I'll have to keep repairing my tools as they break. Or at the very least, I'll have to go flying somewhere else to repair them. So to combat that, I'm going to get an entire shulker box worth of XP bottles. Now, the most important way to get those is through emeralds, and I'm going to do it through void trading. I'm also kind of worried that this guy has been throwing snowballs through the end bottle for absolutely ages, which when I go through might mean that it's super laggy. We're about to find out. Okay, it was laggy for a second. I think all the snowballs have gone. So then I just jump in here, unlock this guy's next trading level, and look at that. He now sells the bottles of XP, 3 emeralds a pop. And so I can void trade with him as I go through the portal. The only thing I have to make sure I do is wait 15 seconds after going through the portal for the chunks to unload. So yeah, it's a lot slower than it used to be, but on a plus side, it's still faster than waiting ages for the villagers to restock their trades. Although, it has kind of given me a little bit of an idea. Because what have I got right over here? Absolutely loads of... what on earth has happened here? Who did this? And why are you all jumping up and down? What on earth is going on? Looks like some idiot left the front door open. I wonder who that could be. Okay, well, we'll have to fix this right away. To do that, I'm going to need a bunch of weakness and golden apples. Man, I've left the door open again. Don't come in here, guys. All right, nope, stay out of here. When you've not had a mob switch in that long, it's easy to forget about this kind of thing. Okay, I'm pretty sure, yeah, that did splash them. Now the same for you, both of you guys. And I'll leave these in here just in case there's any more mishaps. And back to business. Let's go ahead and get all of the bottles of XP. Yeah, this is actually a pretty speedy way now that I'm doing it this way. And now it's been long enough, it looks like they're all cured, so I'm going to find the new ones and also buy from them. And about 1.5 minutes after the sun rises and the new day dawns, they will all restock their trades. Any second now, it has just done it. There we go. So what we'll do is we'll just go through and trade with every single one, and they're going to kind of instantly restock for me as well. Basically, from playing loads of lifesteal, which is so much about trading with villagers, I know all of their trading cycles now, which is absolutely perfect. There we go, and I can straight away go back around again. And from there, they're not going to restock for quite a while now, which means it is now the perfect opportunity to spend my time void trading. I've accidentally messed up and traded too early at one point, so he now is not refreshing his trade anymore, so we'll send him back home. I'm sure he will at some point. I've still managed to get loads more, and if I take all these emeralds back home with me, then as you can see, it's the perfect time as the sun rises, as these guys are ready to restock, and I can get to work trading. I reckon at this point, I've got enough. I'll make sure to actually lock the door this time, and then I shall build a beacon so that Operation Destroy an Entire Forest can begin. And I'm also going to be building a bit of a grass layer on top, just to terraform some of the land as well. Some of it is going to need digging down quite a bit, and other parts building up. I may have underestimated just how big this project is, but finally, the forest is completely chopped down. I don't know if it looks like I've cleared that much area. A lot of terrain had to be mined too. It basically took like 10 hours. It doesn't look like that much effort, but trust me, it is loads. And now what I want to do is build the entire perimeter of the castle. On a side note, look at just how many spruce logs that I've managed to get. But yeah, to build the walls, I'm going to mainly need stone brick stairs and normal stone stairs, plus cobblestone, a little bit of deep slate, and most importantly, packed mud. And as you can see, I've really not got that much. I mean, I've got a decent amount of mud there if I need it. But even if I take all of this and combine it with all of the wheat that I have, it's still not going to be that much, and it's certainly not going to be enough. I don't know, does a stone cutter make you get more? Okay, you can't even use it in a stone cutter. You have to do it in the crafting interface. And yeah, this amount of mud bricks is just nowhere near enough. So I'll take a couple of shulker boxes of bones and then head to a very little but very useful farm, the nano crop farm. And basically, this is activated with that lever. It's going on and off. These dispensers are filled with bone meal. Well, some of them are, some of them aren't. That's why we fill these chests up. I feel like I should use an auto crafter to turn the bones into bone meal at some point. That could be handy, couldn't it? But yeah, from there, I can just constantly be replacing the wheat seeds. And they are going to be constantly growing, giving me more and more wheat. As you can see, my inventory, well, it's filling up at a decent speed. And this is pretty much how I intend... Okay, that's weird. But yeah, this is pretty much how I intend to get all of the wheat that I'm going to need for all of the mud bricks. As you can see, using this method, it doesn't really take that long to start getting a lot of wheat. We can get a bit more packed mud. I've got it all here ready and waiting. And with that done, I'm now going to keep going until I have another 4 shulker boxes full of wheat. It shouldn't be that hard. It's just going to take quite a bit of bone meal, but as you can see, we've got loads in stock. So I'm sure that I can do it. And I've now been here long enough. Let's switch off the machine. As you can see, I've got loads and loads of wheat, even more than I actually planned to get. Might as well even turn some of these to hay bales, to be honest. And now the next thing that I need to worry about is all of the mud. I do have this farm here which converts dirt to mud for me and kind of stacks it up like that. You may be able to tell that I designed it myself. It's alright. I did it when mud first came out and it gets it at an okay kind of rate. And then there's this farm here which is even better, but it converts dirt into mud and then into clay. You literally just stand here and keep placing it like that. So again, it's a pretty good pace. And as you can see, fills up nicely and the dripstone dries it out, which turns it into clay. And then the TNT up there, as you can see, blows up the blocks. So I pretty much want a hybrid of the two farms, one that just purely produces mud. To make it, I'm just going to need a few redstone items and building blocks. That is everything. I am going to need to get another shovel for it as well, because an insta-mine one, like a netherite one, it won't make the farm work. Might as well build it in this spot right here. We seem to have quite a few farms in the area. The redstone's fairly simple. I'm pretty sure I built this up at the world border as well. Back when I built 100 farms in one video. That's the water added that will fill up the glass bottles. Once I add this chest, the farm is now done. We can just put another glass block there. I'll fill the chest with dirt, and then I can craft my shovels, give them all Unbreaking 3, and I can now very quickly get all of the mud that I need. Are you kidding me? I was just fixing a few teething problems with the mud farm because it was kind of spitting out a lot of glass bottles, and all my mud has just got blown up. Thankfully, the chest with all the actual mud in it is still intact. But as you can see, yeah, I'm just getting a few random items in there as well. So I'm going to take all of this and make a new farm, which I think is just going to work so much better. Once again, I've got all the items. And so I shall now get Mud Farm version 2 completely built. This piece of TNT is the final block. I need to fill this dispenser with glass bottles, and then I can fill the whole thing with dirt, and that gives us a mud farm that works way, way better than the last one. Because as the mud gets generated, it all gets blown up and collected by the hoppers. And that is all of the dirt used up, and it's all nicely being collected into these chests. I don't know why I didn't just use this farm the first time. It's 10 times better. I'm not going to bother using an autocrafter, but from there I can craft loads and loads of the packed mud. And from there I can grab all of the other materials. And the only thing I'll probably end up needing more of is moss blocks. I'll take this shulker and worry about making a farm for it a bit later. I think I have one at spawn that I could possibly use. I just have to change the function of it a little. But yeah, right now that's not too major of a thing, because the main purpose right now is just to get the outer wall built all the way around the outside. One of the most annoying parts of this wall has actually been building the underwater section, because, of course, the walls are going to carry on underwater when the castle overlaps with the shore. So yeah, this definitely makes sense. It's just a little bit annoying to do. I've almost done the full perimeter, but I have run out of stone blocks. That's how much I've used. And if we fly along, you can see it's just kind of getting around the terrain that is the most difficult part. And my goodness, this... Look how big this castle actually is going to be. Why did I think this was a good idea? Anyway, we've come this far. We've got to keep going. More stone is the main thing I think I need to worry about getting. And I am going to grab a load of extra grass blocks because I still need to do a little bit of terraforming here and there. It'll just come in handy, plus a bit of dirt. I could realistically do with loads more grass blocks, so maybe I'll mine a load of terrain at some point and get a shulker box worth. Or just finish terraforming this area. That would probably do it, wouldn't it? But yeah, I can kind of connect some terrain around here that goes up against the walls. And then I can continue layering everything up. And I've now successfully made it all the way around the outside to the entrance again. But as you can see, due to the terrain, the wall is a different height in all the different areas. So I want it to all be the same height as the tallest point. So really, the trickiest bit is done. And now I can just start layering it upwards so that they connect up and cover even the tallest parts of the terrain. I feel like I've been working at this for ages and it looks like good progress, but there's also a lot of work to go, isn't there? But yeah, it is definitely very, very cool. There's a few gaps I want to work on. There's a little bit of a tunnel-y area that I want to build there. And I also want to finish off decorating this entranceway as well, which is what I'm going to start with. I need a load more cobblestone for this pathway. My goodness, there's just mobs coming from everywhere. Don't even have an axe on me, so we're pickaxing them with a netherite one. Still works pretty well. And from there, I just alternate between stone brick slabs and, once again, the cobblestone. And as for the rest of the entrance area, the floor is going to be made of cobble. And to build up the rest of these inner walls, I'm going to need to get a few more items. First things first, I'll need sand. That is something I have in abundance. And then these cauldrons, which I also unexpectedly have in abundance. Yeah, but you didn't think I was going to have that. Then I've just got to grab a few other miscellaneous items. And then the only items I'm really missing are a bunch of tinted glass and shroom lights, which I'm pretty sure this farm here gives me. Yep. Got loads of them ready and waiting. And so the cauldrons are going to go in the floor just as a bit of a decoration when you enter. It's going to be the same way over here. And then we're going to have sand in these gaps. Again, really just to kind of make it all look a bit better. And this is going to go much higher. Okay, I need some stone. Hold on. The shulker boxes with all the good stuff are right here. It's times like this that make me miss having a mob switch. Maybe I should fix it and get it turned back on, because you guys are just such a pain. All I'm trying to do is make a nice building, and these guys are, look at them all, just constantly getting in my way. Leave me alone. They really are absolutely relentless. I think the campfires on the wall like this create quite a cool effect. And thank goodness it's daytime. Yeah, that's it. You can all get lost now. That side's looking pretty good. I'm going to do the exact same thing over here, and then I can kind of curve it upwards, and they can meet in the middle. At this point, it's probably built up high enough. And this is what it's going to look like when you enter the castle. Apparently, I'm missing a few stone blocks there. No problem, though, as it's very easy to fix. And now I want to focus a bit more on the cobblestone floor that is in the courtyard. Now, you'll see that there's a shroom light over there. And that is actually planned to have a little bit of yellow stained glass on top of it. And then like a circular thing in the ground around it. But I forgot the one piece of that yellow stained glass. So we're going to quickly fly back. Grab the item. My chest had one left. That's very convenient. And whilst I'm here, part of the build does require red stained glass. So I'm going to go ahead and just grab a few of those. That can go right here. The creeper had better not ruin it for me. There we go. Nothing to worry about. And then around the outside, we're going to have these spruce stairs, followed by granite, then terracotta, and mangrove stairs, creating something that looks like this. And then the next thing on my agenda is to build a massive tinted glass window that goes at the back of the castle. So there's the entranceway, and here is the window. First thing I unfortunately didn't do is bring enough tinted glass. I did quite a bit more, although thankfully it can be crafted very, very easily. And whilst I'm here, I do also need to craft a total of 10 grindstones. That's easy enough, especially when you consider I've got a chest full of stone slabs. My goodness, I've got loads of them, haven't I? So I need 10 of those in total. And once I go to a crafting table, the recipe's not there. Because I've downgraded my world, it kind of messes up all the recipes you've had. But once I go like that, it'll now start showing up again. Yeah, look at that. Top right, it says new recipes unlocked. So there's going to be one grindstone on top of each of these walls. And that is also the case on this side as well. And then things can be built upwards even more. At this point, I reckon that is tall enough. Yeah, it really stands out as being taller than the rest of the castle that I've done. And the other thing that I need to finish is this little entranceway right here. And to do that, I'm going to need to grab a load of chains. Now, don't worry. Chains are something I have a chest for, so I've got plenty of... Okay, well, we've got 8. We're going to need slightly more than that. But you still don't have to worry because we've got plenty of iron, which I can quickly craft into the chains. So I'll start by having some go along here like this, and then others behind it stacking upwards. And this little part of the archway is now looking pretty good, and it's complete. It's even got a little lodger here. What are you doing there? The only thing I just noticed I need to just add a few little bits of cobblestone in the gaps. Is there any on this side? Yeah, there's just one there that I need to fix as well. And from there, I can build a nice little shroom-like window above it, which leaves that part of the wall to look something like that. Yeah, looks very, very nice indeed, doesn't it? And next, I've just got a couple of windows on this backside that also need building upwards, so I'll get those completed. And with these all out of the way, the next thing I want to do is build up the walls so that they are as tall as this window, so that it's all kind of in perspective. And that won't take me too far off reaching the top. I mean, my goodness, this is crazy. This is just the outer walls that I'm building. I haven't even done all the inside bit yet. But yeah, project complete the outer walls is the next thing I want to get done. And whilst I have a bit of spare cobble in my inventory, I might as well expand this floor. So much of this courtyard needs filling in. But yeah, the main thing right now is to start placing blocks and build it upwards. Then it's going to really start to resemble a proper castle. And at this point, I've pretty much done all of the placing that I can on these outer walls. And let's be honest, it is starting to look good. It is starting to look like a proper castle, especially over here. I mean, just look at that. Yes, the actual building needs to get quite a bit bigger. And you can see that these towers are what is going to be in every corner. But the issue is, to properly finish the towers, I kind of need to do the inner section a bit more. And then I can do the inner part of the walls. And I also ran out of cobbled deep slate. As you can see, I was building this roof with the deep slate tiles, and I couldn't make any more. So that is one of the items that I'm missing. I also need more cyan terracotta and normal terracotta, as well as shroom lights and paper. Yeah, these are the last 21 firework rockets that I've got, and I don't want to run out of them. And since that's a pretty easy one to recover, I'm going to start with that. Whilst I don't have a crazy amount, I have a few stacks of sugarcane in this chest, so let's make some space, craft them all into paper, and add them to the shulker. I'm going to say I'm low on normal terracotta. It's not terrible, but only 2 stacks and a bit is not enough for the rest of the build. However, when it comes to the sign variant, I need a lot more, so that is why I'm going to grab a few shulker boxes of dirt, and then I'm going to put this clay farm to good use. It's pretty much the exact same concept as the mud farm, only the difference here is all of this dripstone will drain the mud and turn it into clay. So I'll just fill up this chest and then stand here constantly placing the dirt, which as you can see, yeah, it's getting turned to mud. A new dirt gets dispensed to me every time I place it there as well, and it will steadily get drained. And in the meantime, the TNT blows it all up so I can collect it. And at this point, I think I've probably been here long enough, so let's jump out. Is there still quite a bit? Okay, there's a lot of dirt still available if I want it, but hopefully I won't need it. Okay, straight away we've got a bit of mud, which is good. 10 clay balls. Okay, let's start in this. Yeah, this is more like it. All right, this is the chest we were more bothered about. So let's turn them all into blocks. And then from there, I can take the shulker box and add them into the super smelter, which will work very, very nicely. As you can see, it puts 1 item in every furnace, which makes everything get smelted really quickly. And it'll all start filtering into this chest. And so that is terracotta, cyan terracotta, and paper checked off the list. But I do still need to sort out the shroom light issue, which again is fairly easy because I have a farm for that. Although I don't know if I want to use the farm with all these creepers around. That's a disaster waiting to happen. Probably wise if I go to my house to get some sleep. And yeah, this is the farm that will get me shroom lights, okay? Right here is where I can get the fungus to grow them. I think I'm going to go for growing the warped ones. So we just go ahead and first let this run for a little bit. It's just going to keep bone meal in the ground. And then I can jump on here, grab all of the produce, chuck away the junk items that I don't care about, and then add those to this dropper here. So one hand has the fungi, the other one has the bone meal. We keep growing the trees, and in return, we get shroom lights. All right, we also, yeah, we do get the warp blocks. We get the logs. They're you know, the main thing you get. But shroom lights are like the byproduct. They go into this chest. You can see the other chests have all the other blocks in them that we're getting from this. So it's a very handy little farm, and I'm going to keep using it to get as much as I can. A few days have passed, and that should be enough to keep me going for now. I even managed to have a fresh trim whilst I was harvesting them. And that leaves just one thing left on the list of missing items. Cobbled deep slate, and I've got a plan on how to get them. You see, when I need to find thousands of diamonds, I have this machine here, the Infinibore. And using a method called TNT warping, it fires loads of TNT into the walls and basically, yeah, destroys loads of it. That makes it very, very easy to find diamonds. But in the process, as you can see, and because I've not loaded these chunks, it breaks a load of deep slate, basically allowing me to get tons and tons of cobbled deep slate ridiculously fast. Look at that. Already, I've just filled up my inventory and I'm filling the shulker box. And there's just so much of it on the ground, absolutely everywhere. As you probably know in Minecraft, items despawn after 5 minutes. So if I lower my render distance to 2, then only the items that I can see can despawn, which, yeah, again, is going to make them last even longer. It is basically a cobbled deep slate farm. It's absolutely fantastic. And in my opinion, it is without a doubt the fastest way to just get loads and loads of it. And hey, we're even picking up extra diamonds whilst we're here that I missed too. Times like this that make me wish that I had my mob switch working. I really should just fix it. It's not a massive project, but dealing with mobs in somewhere like this, it's just so annoying. And at this point, I've filled up 4 shulker boxes worth. I've got an inventory full, so that is more than enough for me. All of the terracotta has also now finished smelting. Cyanide is also something I have in abundance, so I'll put a load of it in this shulker box. And I'll also dye a load of pieces as well. Fantastic. And now I think I'm going to really focus on the inner walls. Then I can actually properly finish the towers a bit better. And it'll just make everything feel so much more complete. But to do that... Oh, hold on a second. It is nighttime. Okay, I've got a new idea, actually. I'll take my deep slate and make a bunch of items. And then whilst it's nighttime and there are mobs all about, I'll build stuff up here where I'm well out of the way. It is now daytime, even if it started raining. And the progress up here is pretty good. But it is now that I can focus down here, and I think I'm going to start with a load of concrete. And when I say concrete, I do in actual fact mean cobblestone. I mean, they kind of look the same, slightly sound the same. You can see why I got mixed up. But yes, so much of the floor of this courtyard is going to be made out of cobblestone. So I'm going to get busy and get to work placing it all. It's all starting to look good. I've made a bit of a perimeter around here as well. I want this to be moss blocks, which raises the next issue. I haven't really got any of them. But not to worry, since I do have loads and loads of bone meal, thanks to these shulker boxes. And I have a farm at spawn that can help me out. You see, this right here is a moss farm. So if I load this dispenser up with bone meal, gotta bear in mind, it's years since I've used this farm, by the way, so hopefully it does work. And then there must be a lever somewhere that activates it. I don't know where it is. Which one is it? Is it this? That looks like it's working. And yeah, it's pushing the stone out. The stone is getting converted into bone meal, and then it's getting pushed along, okay? From getting pushed along, it is then going into composters, turning to bone meal. Some of the bone meal goes in here, and some of it goes back round, so that the farm works forever. Now, that's kind of okay, except for the fact that I don't want to get loads of bone meal. I want moss. So instead, I'm going to move these hoppers so that all the moss starts going into these two chests. I've probably got enough here at this point just to, at the very least, get me going. And I can just come back to this machine whenever I need a load more. So this right here is where all the moss is going to go, in this gap that I have left specially. And now with this little flat section done, I'm now going to focus on building up this inner wall right here. So yeah, let's get to work. And that is another of these buildings done. And as you can see, it really does start to come together when the inside walls are done and the towers are actually built on the walls. It's fantastic. Now, the plan is that this is going to actually be part of the main castle building, which is the same building as that there. There's going to be a little garden area down there. There's going to be a courtyard that runs to that point. And also a garden area right here. Is that a skeleton horse? Is he going to get activated? What are you doing here? But I feel like the next thing that needs to happen is I do these inner walls on this side. Over that side is you know, it's coming together. The buildings can be completed, but I need to do that building and that building. Just so then I can more fully concentrate on the courtyard. I'm going to have a... watch out for these guys, but I'm going to have a bridge that kind of goes up here to the main entrance. And on a side note, if I stand on this tree, you can see from here, the castle is actually starting to look like a proper one. If I get that tower and that tower in the corner done, it's going to look absolutely amazing. And it's crazy how I'm 150 days into this project and I haven't even properly started on the main building. What is going on? Anyway, like I said, no time like the present to get started on these inner walls. It's more or less a repeat as to what I've done on that side. But yeah, just on this side instead. So yeah, I'd better get busy. And that should be enough of the walls built up. I've even started doing the main buildings one as well, just to properly round off this area. Speaking of which, what is this area going to be? Well, the idea is there's going to be a nice little pool there, maybe a seating area, that kind of thing. And to make the floor of it actually look good, I'm going to go and grab some prismarine bricks. And on a side note, I want you to remember that I started on day 9168, and we're now on day 9335. So it's nearly taken me 200 days to build this. And haven't been sleeping the nights away in the game. So that's like 50 to 60 hours I've spent on this so far. And we haven't even yet got to the finished product. You guys are hopefully going to absolutely love it. And on a side note, it is now 6 a.m. Yep, I've been up all night to try and get this finished for you guys. Because I really did not want to have to delay this video by another week. So yeah, it is time to get serious and to keep building as much as I can, as quickly as I can. That is all of that completely placed down. And I came to get some moss, but I've accidentally left this farm running at spawn. There's millions of times it's destroyed my FPS. The FPS is recovering. Just look at, oh my goodness. Have you ever seen anything like it? This is ridiculous. When I said I needed moss, I did not mean this much. Anyway, back to the task in hand. I'm going to fill this entire thing in with water. And I'm also just going to add a bit of moss over here as well, just for a bit of decoration. There we go. Looks like the entire thing is pretty much now filled in with water. And if a waterlog one stairs, notice how they just all automatically get waterlogged. That's a handy little bonus, isn't it? So yeah, that's a little garden area. I'll probably bone meal the moss so it looks a bit more natural, but We need to sort out all of this. Let's not worry about how making that look really, really good. Because there's much more important things to worry about. The entire area that I'm currently stood is also going to be water, and it's a river that goes under that bridge. It definitely works well, but once we get this side of the bridge, none of the walls are done, so I need to expand this all the way through here. It shouldn't be too tricky because I've already done the border, but I do need to make sure that there are blocks all the way underneath so the water actually has something to go on top of. And I've decided I'm just going to use stone because that is what I have loads and loads of spare. That's this section nicely covered up, and now I just need to get rid of the ravine. And I do feel like once the river's in, progress will look so much better because it does cover such a massive area. And even though I have sort of marked it out and shown where it's going to go, until I get the water in, you can't really see exactly how it's going to turn out. So yeah, I think this bit's done. There's quite a few holes dotted around that I'd just like to fill in as well. And then comes the fun part. The fun part which feels like it's going to be really difficult, but I don't know if it's going to be that hard. Whoa! Where did you come from, by the way? There's just creepers falling from the sky now. But yeah, the fun part is... Thank goodness you were in water. The fun part, though, is placing down all the water. Is that just to creeper-proof the entire area? Is that what's going on here? So I pretty much just have to keep grabbing water and go all the way around the outside. It's like the pool I've just done, but on a much bigger scale. Now that I've gone around the outside, it is slowly filling itself up. And all the grass will turn to dirt, which will look a lot more natural. That's a good thing. And I just have to make sure that I don't miss any of the gaps. And with all of that now out of the way, I can start layering the terrain upwards. The walls are coming along nicely. I've now brought these ones up so that they are at the level of this bridge. The mobs are not getting any less annoying, let me tell you that. I was originally going to have a bit of a building right here, but I think now I'm just going to make it a fully covered up floor. Can't be adding little outhouses and stuff everywhere. I'll never finish the build if I keep doing that. Still haven't even started the main castle. Well, I suppose I kind of have started. I mean, I've got some of the walls done, so it's not all doom and gloom, is it? But it has got to go so much taller than that. So yeah, this is going to be flattened off. And that is the bridge successfully built up to the height that it needs to be. So now this kind of pathway is going to lead to the main entrance of the castle. Nearly 200 days of Minecraft, and I'm only just now finishing the courtyard. I'm covering this structure right here in slabs, and you're probably starting to see why I didn't need to destroy all the terrain, because a lot of it, yeah, it's just kind of hidden underneath the castle grounds. All it does mean is I have to kind of terraform my own rivers, as you can see, and add moss. That's not too far off that bit there, by the way. It is a home for mobs, unfortunately, but you know what? If they want to live underneath the castle, then that's fine by me. As long as they don't live in the castle, then I really don't mind. There we go. That's that covered. I might put a beacon on there or something at some point, as that would add some nice decoration. But for now, I'm not going to worry about that, and instead, I'll concentrate on adding up these walls. What do you think you're doing, Creeper? Have you come to spoil my plans? Probably wanting to ruin the build and blow up all the moss. Well, it's not going to happen. And with that, the moss is all done. It is at the level it needs to be to make another platform kind of area here. And it means now that these walls I've kind of half built can fully all connect to make a building which is going to go right here. And this building is going to connect to the main castle. So yeah, that is the plan. But before I build that up, I'm first going to get this floor filled in. There we go. And I've left a gap in the middle because I'd like to add a little bit of decoration here. I can't just make everything just flat areas with nothing on it. So I'm going to start with an oak log circle in the middle. And then inside of that, I'm going to add shroom lights. On top of the planks, I'll add slabs. And on top of the shroom lights, there will be leaves. And then in between all of that, I am just going to add a simple layer of moss. Eventually, I might put a decoration on here, like some sort of tree. But for now, this is how it's going to look. I could bone meal and add plants. I'll see how I do for time when I decide that. But now I should swoop down here because I need to finish this staircase upwards and connect this section up to that section. And realistically, that should be pretty straightforward to do. Nicely done. It's all connected up so I can walk up and down these stairs. It really is starting to flow nicely, isn't it? And I've also made this building quite a bit higher and started the bridge that will connect it from here all the way to the main castle. So yeah, I'll get busy and get this built up to the top. And now, there's just one little area that I finally need to do, which is another little garden at the back of the castle. As you can see, it just covers this little area. And much like the other ones, it is again going to make use of the moss blocks. And at this point, I think I'm happy with where it all is. Of course, the moss could be decorated better. I will probably go through and just bone mill everything later on. But at the very least, I can now connect these walls to the main building and to that back part as well. There's going to be a tower there. So it is pretty much just the case now of building absolutely everything up. And I have shulker boxes of everything that I need. I just will have to like craft the bricks, craft the walls, you know, like kind of craft the items. But I have the raw materials that I need. Same with the spruce. I have all the spruce wood I need. And it's a very simple palette. So that's what we're going to be using to build the whole thing. It's what I've done all the way through. So I'm going to go ahead and get to work. And here we go. This is a special moment because the build is finally complete. This project has taken me 224 Minecraft days to complete. That is the biggest project I think I've ever done in my world. And just look at the size of the castle. I think it looks absolutely fantastic. I'm so impressed with it. I have got a bit of bad news though, guys. You know how I have like this armor that has all the protections on it? Well, I had a helmet like that, but it broke. Yeah, because I was constantly all the time getting attacked by phantoms and mobs, and I didn't keep the durability up, it broke without me realizing. So that's a sad loss to it because I haven't got any more of them. We've lost my ultimate helmet. But hey, I'm sure I can get one back. Now, I did originally have plans to build a big interior in here, but I mean, that would take me probably like another 20 hours, I feel like. It would be a massive project. So I have a better plan, and that is to just use black wool to block this up. Yep, this is closed for repairs. You're not allowed to look inside. It would have been very, very cool to have an entire interior that you could go into, but you'll just have to settle with the courtyard area, which does look nice. This again, I wanted to add more decorations, but it's just taken so long. But who knows? Maybe one day I will add more. And I did also burn through a ridiculous amount of stone. As you can see, there's only a couple of shulker boxes. There's a few more in there. But because pretty much, I'd say the vast majority of the build is either made from stone brick stairs, stone brick walls, you know, some stone variant. I was just constantly crafting from that. Or cobbled deep slate or spruce wood. They were like the three main components. The Infinibore made cobbled deep slate easy to get. Chopping down this entire forest meant I just had shulker boxes and shulker boxes of spruce wood, and that farm got me the stone. So yeah, that was kind of the main ingredients for doing all of the building, really. If I had instead added stuff like andesite and tuff and stuff like that to the walls, then it would have become a much, much harder build to do, and it would have taken me probably even longer. But yeah, guys, that is my absolutely massive castle in hardcore Minecraft. And if you'd like to watch a video where I built a farm that gets me unlimited bedrock items that you can see right here, then click the video that's on your screen right now. Or if you'd like to see how I built this massive machine that let me farm a ridiculous amount of ancient debris, then click the other video that is currently on your screen.